Hey there guys, what's going on? So in my last video, hopefully if you've been watching through this chain of videos as they're going up in the order they should properly, thank you later editing me if you did this correctly, you will have seen a split single with Fragmented World where I've been doing some catching up on some cool records that I wanted to kind of do a full circle coverage retrospective to give you the full range of all of my thoughts on coverage and going from review to unboxing, really doing the full gamut and giving you guys my full impression of records I really liked for this year. And this one that we're about to do right now is no exception, although at the end I actually do have a major complaint about one part of it. Two major complaints, in fact, with its presentation and its sound quality, but we'll get to that in a minute. This is actually, if you watched my review video for it, one of my most not highly anticipated at all. I didn't know much about this man's musical career, but it ended up being one of my favorites of 2014, with as young as 2014 still is. It is absolutely hands down going to be in my top 5 of great music for this year. It's a record I continuously come back to and come back to and come back to, and will definitely come back to again as the hype and the hubbub dies down with some of these great records still to come out. Some you're about to see in the next couple of videos, and stuff still to come. And I wanted to not only, be able to talk about the music as I did in my review for this record, I wanted to eventually get it on vinyl as I do with new releases or recent stuff that is just really special to me in a way, whether it's to do with supporting an artist involved, if it's somebody smaller, or if it's just something that I realize, with as much as I love vinyl, something I want to have in my collection because its place in time and what its music really means is just that important to me. And like I said, no exception with this particular guy today, who is Damon Albarn with Everyday Robots. I had been holding off on getting this record for a bit as it grew and grew and grew on me, which, like I said, is usually the sign that I go back to for, me saying, oh, I want to get this on vinyl. But I've been holding back because everywhere you look for this record, it's really incredibly expensive. And in some respects, I understand that. It is a double LP release, gatefold, it's nicely done up, its packaging, all of that is very, it's good, it's solid, it's what you'd expect a release to count more towards, like, it would amount to more like 28, 30 bucks, something like that. But if you go to like an online retailer like an Amazon, something along those lines, it's higher, it's 36, 37. So in some ways I understand the expense of it, but in a lot of ways I don't. But I had spoken to Lee from Angry Mom Records in Ithaca, New York, which I will always promote like the ruthlessly drooling fanboy that I am and will forever be of that place. And they ordered it in for me and got it there for me. I think they had forgotten actually that they had ordered it for me, because it was the only copy in the store when I showed up at the time. Again, the expense was no exception. It was 36 bucks. I will say that right out front, which, like I said, it gets to that point with a record, whether it be a new release or something older, and that's always really the point where, unless it's something like if you saw my video not too long ago where I did the unboxing for Ryan Adams and the special Love is Hell reissue, that would be, if I hadn't received that as a gift, a really amazing gift, that probably would have been the jumping off point of too expensive, because that was in the $70 range, 70, 75 bucks for that, but that had a lot of reasons to be justifiable given its quality, what it added to it, the amount of LPs, etc., etc. The expense ring falls to me in a lot of ways, but the copy was there at the shop, and I couldn't resist it because, like I said, if you watch the review video, you get an idea of what my feelings are about this record. It really just is perfection to me. I can't say enough about how good it is. So I had to bite the bullet and buy it, and I come away, and of course there'll be plenty more listens, but I come away with some very mixed feelings about it. You know, on one hand, I'm really glad to have it on vinyl. You know, as I said at the beginning, all the stuff there as I was leading into this, you know, I get newer releases, I get certain releases because it has an importance to me. It's more than just, you know, your basic, standard, new release, something like that. It's not every day. It's something important to me that I really need to get. And it's good for that reason. I'm glad to have it for that. But at the same time, for what this costs, and for it being a gatefold, all of that, and I will get into the unboxing in just a second, it's really not up to par as far as pressings go. You know, there was nothing on it to indicate that it was, you know, 180 gram, 140 gram, nothing to really indicate that it was really a high quality pressing. There wasn't a lot of assurance that, you know, it was done the right way. There is, listening to this record, in a lot of instances, finding that you put the needle on, getting a lot of surface noise, you're getting a lot of kind of popping and stuff in the background. It tends to kind of fade to the background a bit as you make your way through the side and the needle, you know, goes inward, but it's present a lot, and it just, to me, really rings off as something that is just not a good pressing. It's not well done. The records come off as really nice. You know, there's nothing too indicative about, you know, their feel and their weight that suggests that they're deficient or defective. But to play them, I'm really not altogether pleased about it. I would give it a very, very middling grade. You know, I would probably give them a cleaning and a good run through to really get a final diagnosis of it. But right offhand, I would be really wary about purchasing this. I mean, unless you really, really wanted to have this in your collection for what it costs, it just doesn't feel like they put the time and the attention to detail necessary to make it justifiable for this price. But let's get into the unboxing here, guys. This is the cover. Very simple is as simple does. On the back, we have all of the song titles. There's actually a little rip right there in the packaging, but I think that just happened in shipment. Like I said, it is a gatefold, and I do like the inside of the gatefold. I'll try to bring that up close to you guys there so you can see some of that with the lyrics. And inside here on disc 1, again, the minimalism in the artwork is maintained. You have just this, and that's present on every side of the gatefolds, or every side of each record in this pressing. Says who is on each track at the bottom in very little letters here. Trumpets, violins, sampling, stuff like that. Here is the record itself. Like I said, nothing overly indicative to say that it's bad quality or bad, you know, it doesn't feel like in its weight that the quality or standard is off, but it's definitely not like a heavier, really like pressed nicely record. It doesn't have that feel to it, that like thickness and that real, you know, durability, that real like substantial nature to it right offhand, which is kind of a little bit of a tip off to that. So that's that. There's nothing other. There is a download. There is a download card in here for everyday robots. So if anybody were to want that, you could by all means message me or leave a comment. Definitely give you that because I've got it in a couple different forms, and the iTunes deluxe version, which has 2 excellent bonus tracks. So that's actually the version I would recommend most to check out with the extra songs and I think there's some video and some performance stuff as well. And like I said, it's pretty much, you know, linear. What you see, it's a duplicate of that. Very simple, simplistic all around. No real, you know, change-ups from the first and, you know, those sides to these sides. Again, just credits for who plays on what, copyrights, all of that. Parlophone, Warner, the usual. Check Damon Albarn out on DamonAlbarnmusic.com. Written and produced by so-and-so, by Damon Albarn, produced, etc., etc. The usual stuff. But that is about it for the unboxing of Damon Albarn and Everyday Robots. If you are a big Damon fan, you're a big fan of this record, something like that, that has to be vital to spend that kind of money to have this pressing in your collection, because while overall it's solid, it's like probably like a solid B, I would at once say that in any other instance it's not worth having. Like I said, I would hold off on a final diagnosis of saying that that's 100% in stone until I did more, you know, more of a cleanup and more of a listening job to it. But at the same, like I said, it's just very underwhelming in how it is pressed and how the openings to it sound and how much noise that there is on it, and just the fact that, again, it doesn't feel like there was the attention to detail and the quality necessary you know, I feel like there is greater quality, and there is more, you know, there is finer craftsmanship and finer pressings to be found in records that are maybe at least like $12, $15, $17 less than in this. So that's it, like I said, for my unboxing of Damon Albarn with Everyday Robots. If you have not checked out the review video that I did before this, definitely go back and look at that. Definitely one of the better reviews I think I've done so far this year, but there will be plenty more to come still with that. Plenty more reviews and several more unboxings still to go here today, so keep it here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Taking the world by storm. Click the ads around you to support this foolish fool, and keep it here because we've got plenty more still to go.